Titans are the most powerful members of the Alliance, but I wanted to make them even stronger, so I created the Emerald Titan, a Titan that is over 10 times tougher than a regular Titan. Now, for the next 100 days, I'll be surviving as the Emerald Titan in hardcore Minecraft, using my variety of incredible powers to overcome Skibidi toilet threats and grow into bigger and shinier forms. Will I be able to stop the Giant ReAnimen Skibidi, or will I be crushed to pieces? You'll have to watch until the end to find out. On day 1, I spawned in as a PENCILMAN with the Titans of the Alliance surrounding me. In front of us was a massive drill digging into the ground of the city. Just then, the machine grinded to a halt as it struck a mysterious emerald block.
This is it. The fight against the Skibidi toilets ends here.
Before the Titan cameraman could retrieve the block, a searing red laser sniped him down from the sky above. We looked up and saw the Giant ReAnimen Skibidi flying overhead.
Looks like I found you all just in time. You will all taste the power of the newest weapon, the Titan Slayer.
The Titans instantly went into action, unleashing their combined power to stop the Giant ReAnimen Skibidi. However, the toilet continued standing strong. He fired his weapon once again, taking down the Titan Speakerman and the Titan TV Man in a single blow.
You there, grab the emerald before it's too late.
I listened to my leaders and jumped into the pit, touching the mysterious crystal. Suddenly, my pencil body transformed into one made of shining emerald, with 5 more hearts and new abilities.
Don't let that emerald pets get away. Get him, men.
Just then, a swarm of ReAnimen Skibidi minions flew into the pit after me. Once again, I trusted my allies and I escaped while I could. On day 2, I was being chased by the Giant ReAnimen's goons. Before long, the horde of toilets surrounded me and began to slash me down with their metal claws. Get away from me! Suddenly, my new Emerald Titan powers activated, causing me to fire off powerful emerald beams, leveling a group of minions with ease. Whoa, if this is just the beginning of my power, I wonder what else I'll be able to do. I thought I had the upper hand, but the Giant ReAnimen Skibidi quickly flew in and fired another shot from his Titan Slayer, sending the beam straight at me. Luckily, I was able to narrowly dodge it, clinging onto life for just a bit longer.
Lucky you, but I don't miss twice.
I quickly ran and dove behind cover as the monstrous toilet fired his next shot. Thankfully, I was able to hide behind a wall and avoid being blown to smithereens. The laser ricocheted and blew open a nearby wall, revealing a frightened TV man hiding behind a caboose. Just then, I noticed the remaining ReAnimen minions closing in on the TV man.
Please don't hurt me!
Leave him alone! Although it would leave me vulnerable, I had to help my Alliance ally. I jumped back into the open and began to use my emerald powers to defend him.
Thanks for helping me. I'm Techie.
Nice to meet you! Suddenly, the Giant ReAnimen Skibidi fired his third shot, causing the beam to pierce into the ground. We fell into the depths of the underground. On day 3, Techie and I landed inside of a cavern where we spotted a mysterious emerald pencil waiting inside. What's that? I feel like it's calling for me. I approached the artifact, but before I was able to get my hands on it, lava began to pour into the cavern around me. A terrifying magma Skibidi toilet hovered down in front of me and my TV friend.
You may be emerald, but even you will melt under pressure.
The toilet unleashed a wave of fiery powers onto me, which I did my best to evade. I fought back with my emerald beam attacks, trying to strike the volcanic maniac down. However, his attacks were non-stop. Soon enough, the entire cavern was full of lava, leaving Techie and I with limited footing.
Nowhere to run now. Turn to ash.
Just as I thought I was done for, Techie used a TV blaster attack to catch the magma Skibidi off guard.
Go for the pencil before it's too late!
On days 4 through 7, I platformed over the boiling lava towards the emerald pencil, as Techie did his best to keep the enemy toilet at bay. I was approaching bit by bit, but soon enough, one of the magma Skibidi's attacks knocked Techie back.
You pesky box of bolts. I'll make you watch as I melt your friend to nothing.
The toilet returned his attention to me, unleashing attacks as I continued to approach my emerald prize. Finally, I reached the pencil, but just before I could grasp it, the magma Skibidi used an attack, knocking it into the lava below. No!
You're mine now.
Suddenly, the Titan PENCILMAN broke into the cavern. Help had arrived! Using his pencil projectile attacks, he clashed with the magma Skibidi until the toilet was stunned temporarily.
There isn't much time. Let's move.
Together, Techie, the Titan PENCILMAN, and I all escaped the cavern as quickly as we could. On days 8 through 10, I escaped back to the surface with my allies in one piece. Thanks for the help back there, but I wasn't able to get the emerald pencil.
Are you sure about that?
To my surprise, the Titan Pencil Man handed over the emerald pencil from the cavern. He had saved it somehow, but it fell into the lava. How'd you manage to get it?
I may be a pencil, but I'm also a titan. Lava isn't enough to make me burn up.
I should have known. That's 2 I owe you now.
Go on, take it. It is a part of your destiny.
I did as I was told, and finally grabbed a hold of the pencil. Suddenly, my body felt like fire as I grew into a bigger and stronger form. I now had 5 more hearts and even more emerald powers. Whoa, this is incredible!
There are 5 more emerald pencils like this one scattered around the city. You need to collect them all to reach your full potential as the Emerald Titan and defeat the Giant ReAnimen Skibidi toilet.
Then it looks like I know what to do next. Time to find the rest of the emerald pencils. Just then, powerful looking Skibidi minions invaded the area, forcing all 3 of us to rush into cover. We could tell just by looking at them that there were too many for us to take on alone. We had to look for another way out of this one.
Alright, Max, your first lesson begins now.
On days 11 through 14, I began to search for a way to escape the area undetected. I stealthed behind different structures, doing my best to keep my shiny emerald armor concealed from the swarm of Skibidi toilets. However, soon I was met with a group of minions that were on standby. I'm gonna have to find a way to move them myself. Using my new powers, I destroyed something nearby, creating a distraction.
I heard something over here.
The minions gathered around the area, and I realized that this was an opportunity to end this once and for all. Now's my chance! Once they were all grouped together, I used my powers to create walls of emerald around them, trapping them right where they stood. Gotcha!
Not bad. You may have what it takes to stop the Giant ReAnimen Skibidi after all. Don't get too cocky.
Without warning, a cage appeared around the Titan Pencilman and Techie, trapping them both in place. A massive Skibidi toilet boss emerged before me and attacked. On days 15 through 17, I was fighting the Skibidi toilet boss in an attempt to save my friend and Titan. I unleashed my emerald attacks to try and overwhelm him, but he was far tougher than the other enemies I had faced this far. He came after me with a saw blade attack, leaving me with low health. Things were beginning to look grim.
You can't fall here, Max. Go north to the Pencilman base. I have the next emerald pencil secured there.
I'll come back for you, I promise! I took my chance to run, using my emerald powers to create a wall behind me to block the Skibidi toilet boss from my reach.
Run all you want. Sooner or later I'll rip you to pieces.
As the mutant horror Skibidi shouted after me, I headed north until I finally reached the northern Pencilman base. However, when I arrived, I saw the place was in complete ruin. Oh no, it looks like the Skibidi toilets got here first. Suddenly, I was blasted with a laser attack. The C-Pen stepped forward, stopping me from proceeding any further.
Intruder, why are you here?
Our Titan sent me. I'm a Pencilman, just like you.
My database shows that Pencilmen aren't made of emeralds. You're lying. Prepare to be eliminated.
The C-Pen continued his attack, and I braced myself for battle. On days 18 through 21, I was facing off against the defender of the Pencilmen, the C-Pen. He used everything he had on me, including his minigun, which I did my best to avoid as bullets were sprayed at me. As the bullets cut into my emerald armor, I had no choice but to fight back with emerald attacks of my own, but the robot refused to back down. Please, listen to me! I'm your ally!
I only obey orders from the Titan Pencilman.
C-Pen suddenly closed in and landed a devastating stomp attack, blasting me backwards into one of the buildings. I was left with low health, but noticed that the emerald pencil I was seeking was sitting in the rubble. The C-Pen fired his minigun at me once again, but I dodged aside and jumped up to grab the pencil. I upgraded, causing me to once again change forms. I grew even taller and obtained new weapons on my back. I now had 5 more hearts and even more powers. That's it! If you won't listen to me, I'll just have to make you! Armed with my new abilities, I returned to the fight. Hit after hit, the C-Pen began to weaken. He was persistent and tried to fight back, but soon I'd inflicted enough damage to slow him down and put him in his place.
You reacted to the Titan Pencilman's artifacts. There was an error in my programming. My apologies.
It's okay. You were just trying to defend our people. But now, I need to save the Titan Pencilman.
It seems that the Titan Pencilman was moved to another location. Fortunately, I had the foresight to place a tracker on him. Use these coordinates to find him.
C-Pen handed me the coordinates to my friends and I set off, determined to save them before it was too late. On days 22 to 25, I arrived at the Skibidi toilet base. It had a strange dome surrounding it. I broke my way through it and made my way deeper inside. Soon, I came across the Skibidi boss that took my allies. He had Techie and the Titan Pencilman in separate cages hanging over pits of lava.
This is your last chance, weakling. Tell me where your Alliance friends are hiding.
Not in a million years.
You're just as stubborn as your Titan friend. Since neither of you are going to give me the information I'm after, I'll just have to dispose of you.
The cage opened under Techie's feet, sending him plummeting towards certain death. I used my powers to create an emerald pillar beneath Techie. He landed on it, saving him from falling to his death.
You again! You're not escaping this time!
The Skibidi boss charged at me and I braced myself for battle. The Skibidi boss used deadly spike attacks on me, but my new emerald laser attacks meant that I could stand up to his barrage. Despite the amount of attacks I threw at him, it was clear that he was strong enough to take them. Unfortunately for him, I had the power of the emerald pencil on my side and was strong enough to eventually overpower him. I called upon all my power and was eventually able to defeat the Skibidi boss once and for all. Once he was defeated, I went back over the lava and used my powers to make an emerald bridge for Techie.
Thanks for the help. I thought I was TV toast for a second there.
Excellent work, Max.
The Titan broke open his cage and flew over to reunite with me and Techie. Wait, why didn't you break out sooner?
I was testing to see if you had what it took to overpower that toilet, and you passed. I think it's time that I sent you on a real mission now.
What's that gonna be?
Find the ancient golden fruit of the Alliance and return it to me. Once you do, its purpose will become clear.
On days 26 through 28, I began my search for the golden fruit of the Alliance. My search eventually led me to an orchard. The orchard was dense with trees and many of them had different fruits hanging from them. Surely one of these will have the Golden Alliance fruit. I began to check the trees individually, using my powers to knock the fruits out of them. Unfortunately, the fruit I knocked out of the trees didn't look like the golden fruit I was looking for. As I searched deeper in the orchard, I began to use my powers to aid in my quest. I blasted a tree down, but to my surprise, a cameraman fell out of it.
Excuse you? I was climbing that tree. Now I have to find another one as tall as that one.
Oops, sorry. The next tree I started shaking had a strange nest sitting in it nestled between its branches. What is that? Before I could get a good look at it, an angered giant bird flew down to come after me. Ah! I tried to fend off the beast, but it was angry at me for getting close to its babies and I was ill-prepared. Taking cover was my best option, so I ran deeper into the orchard. As I sprinted away from the giant bird, I spotted the third emerald pencil at the foot of one of the trees. That's not the Golden Alliance fruit, but I'll take it. I turned to run for the pencil, but when I got near it, I set off some kind of trap. A cage closed around me and I was suddenly imprisoned. On days 29 to 32, I was trapped in a cage in the middle of the orchard. I attempted to break out using my emerald attacks, but nothing seemed to make the cage budge. Suddenly, I heard rustling in the bushes around me. Who goes there? Figures emerged from the bushes, and as they got closer, I realized that they were villager Skibidi toilets.
Are you made of emeralds?
No?
Yes, you are, you liar. I can tell just by looking at you.
Okay, fine, you got me. Now can you let me go?
No way. You'll fetch a hefty price if I trade you with some players. I'm gonna be rich.
You? More like I'll be rich.
I saw him first.
The Skibidi's argument escalated and they began fighting amongst themselves. While they were preoccupied, I had some time to figure out how to escape. I noticed that one area of the cage looked weaker than the rest of it due to the bars having rust on them. I began focusing all my beam attacks on those bars and they eventually broke. I was then able to jump out through the holes I had made.
Hey, our Emerald Titan is getting away. Get him, golem.
Just then, nearby trees broke apart as a Skibidi spider golem charged through them and went right for me. On days 33 to 35, I braced myself as the Skibidi Iron Golem clashed with me and launched me back with his impressive strength. He used his strong iron and rocket attacks to try and crack my emerald armor. He hit me hard enough to launch me outside of the orchard, but my armor was tough. I retorted, throwing all of my emerald attacks back at him. They were enough to stagger him, and I could tell that a hunk of iron was no match for a titan made of emerald. I'll break through your shell in no time.
That's what you think.
The villager Skibidi then tossed a splash potion onto the golem, causing his armor to regenerate. Any damage that I did had been undone. Hey, that's so cheap.
Maybe, but the fortune I'll get for selling you will be priceless. Seize him, golem.
The Skibidi Iron Golem engaged in combat with me once again. I tried to use my emerald attacks on him again, but while the effects of that potion were active, I couldn't break through his iron armor. I need a boost! I ran from the golem Skibidi and went over a hill back into the orchard for the emerald pencil. He pursued me relentlessly, but I managed to snatch it, causing me to gain 5 hearts and new powers. Okay, let's see how tough you are now. I used my new emerald fire powers to attack the golem, my upgraded strength allowing me to break through his iron armor once again. With a final heavy blow, I managed to finally defeat the golem.
No, my precious golem.
As the villager screamed in frustration, I noticed that the golem dropped the golden alliance fruit I had been looking for. Sweet! I better take this back to the Titan PENCILMAN. I grabbed the fruit and set off before the villagers could try anything else. On days 36 to 39, I returned to the Titan PENCILMAN at the PENCILMAN base and gave him the rare Golden Alliance fruit.
Great work. One moment, please, while I work on something.
The Titan PENCILMAN used the golden fruit to make a potion for me. He dropped it at my feet.
Here you go. You'll need this.
What is this gonna do?
As the Emerald Titan, you are destined to be even stronger than I am. This potion will show you how to achieve that strength, in theory.
Alright, here goes nothing! I quickly chugged the potion and was sent into a vision. I saw flashes of a lake, an emerald shrine, and the next emerald pencil. Ah!
What is it? What did you see?
I saw an emerald shrine. That has to be where I can find the next pencil.
I knew it would work.
Did you really?
I was about 70% sure it wouldn't kill you.
What?
Go get the shrine. Time is of the essence.
I moved on from what the Titan had said and used the clues I gathered from my vision to begin my search. On days 40 to 43, I was traveling the lands as I searched for the clues from my vision. I had no real direction, but I would know what I was after when I saw it. Eventually, I came across a lake that matched the one I had seen in my vision. That's the lake I'm looking for! The Emerald Shrine must be somewhere on the other side. I stepped into the water and began swimming across the mysterious lake. The water was surprisingly calm. Okay, so far so good. Just then, something grabbed my leg and pulled me under the water. I was face to face with the Hydro Skibidi toilet.
You're not getting to that shrine!
In an instant, he used his water jet attacks on me while underwater. My mobility was limited underwater, and I was unable to dodge what he threw at me. I quickly used my emerald beam to fight back. I had not lost any of my strength, but the water was the Hydro Skibidi's domain, and he was at an advantage. Soon, it was an all-out clash between us. I unleashed my powers while the Hydro Skibidi returned fire with his own attack. My lungs were beginning to burn, and I knew that I couldn't afford to keep fighting him like this for much longer. I'm stronger than you, and I'll prove it! I released a powerful laser attack and managed to defeat the Hydro Skibidi once and for all and return to the surface for some air. Looks like the toilets are already tracking the shrine too. I have to hurry. I swam across the lake, continuing my journey. On days 44 to 46, I climbed up over a hill on the other side of the lake. There, I discovered the Emerald Shrine waiting for me. Time to fulfill my destiny. I walked towards the shrine, but as I did, I accidentally stepped on a pressure plate. Uh-oh, that can't be good. Just then, an emerald beast was conjured in front of me out of thin air. It immediately set its sights on me and looked ready to defend the shrine. Nice, Emerald Beast? The beast lunged at me, landing a heavy headbutt and knocking me back, doing significant damage. Ow! I guess not. The beast came at me again, but I was ready this time and used my emerald beam attack to keep it at bay. But the beast was relentless, pursuing me and landing headbutt after headbutt, launching me around the battlefield. We were both made of emerald, so we were neck and neck. The emerald beast was strong, but I wasn't gonna lose here. I'm sorry I have to do this, but the Alliance is at stake. I let out a powerful Emerald Fire attack, burning the Emerald Beast to nothing.
Thanks, Titan.
What the? Suddenly, a ReAnimen Skibidi bolted past me. He joined a group of his allies as they got close to the shrine and teleported them away. Those jerks! They wanted me to kill the Guardian for them. They won't get away with this. I quickly chased after them, making contact with the rune and being teleported elsewhere too. On days 47 to 50, I reappeared inside of an Emerald Temple. When I did, I saw the toilets from before running away from me. I ran after them, following them deeper into the temple.
Take this, or for brains.
One of the toilets activated a trap within the temple, shooting arrows at me. I used my armor to endure the attacks and kept moving. I continued chasing the leader of the pack down the halls of the temple. As we crossed over a creaky floor, they then set off another trap, opening a pit of acid below my feet. I used my powers to make a platform before I hit the ground. That's it! I'm gonna make you pay! I used my powers to create emerald platforms and jump from one to the other, using them to climb out of the pit. I continued to chase after the toilet. When I had them in my sights, I fired a beam attack at them. They dodged it, and I accidentally set off another trap with my projectiles. A huge emerald entity spawned and came after me. I don't have time for this! I quickly thought of a plan. I blocked the monsters off with my emerald powers and kept running. I entered the final room. But when I made it inside, the toilets were nowhere to be seen. Where are you hiding? Just then, the doors shut behind me, trapping me inside. Poison gas began to seep into the room. It was yet another trap. Oh no! I have to find a way out of here! On days 51 to 54, I tried to escape the Emerald Room before the poison gas got to me. I used my powers to brute force my way out, but the walls weren't budging. Okay, Max, focus. Panicking won't do you any good. I slowed down and focused. Suddenly, a new power activated, allowing me to see through walls. Whoa, I guess since I'm the Emerald Titan, I can see through emeralds. I spotted the toilets all gathered together and realized that was my way out of here.
You idiots! I told you to patch that hole before we sealed him in! Don't worry, boss. That crack is impossible to see on the other side of this wall. There's no way the Emerald Titan will find it.
I used my powers on the wall, causing it to collapse with ease and catching my enemies by surprise. I unleashed my Emerald Shockwave attack and killed them all instantly. It'll take more than that to stop me. Time to find that pencil. Just then, I spotted something strange, but when I looked back, it was gone. I wonder what that was. Without wasting another moment, I ventured deeper into the passage. On days 55 to 57, I arrived at the end of the passage and discovered the 4th emerald pencil waiting for me. Alright, just gotta grab that pencil and get out of here. I grabbed it, granting me 5 more hearts and new powers. I was about to make my way out of the temple when I heard the sounds of toilets discussing something nearby. I stealthed over towards the source of talking to find the toilets in question.
Did you hear where our next orders are gonna be? Yep, we're reporting to the Giant ReAnimen Skibidi's weapon factory. I hear there's something really special going on there. You could say that again. Once the Giant ReAnimen Skibidi is done with his upgrade on the Titan Slayer, the Emerald Titan won't even be able to stand a chance.
Upgrade to the Titan Slayer? That weapon was strong before, but if it got even stronger, that could be devastating. We need to shut down this operation before it's done. I slipped away before I was seen and began plotting my next move. I returned to the teleportation rune and was sent back to where I'd come from. On days 58 to 61, I reunited with the Titan PENCILMAN and my other PENCILMAN allies to tell them the news I discovered.
Looks like you got the next emerald pencil. Excellent.
Yeah, but that's not all. I explained the information I overheard regarding the weapon factory and the Giant ReAnimen Skibidi's plan to upgrade the Titan Slayer.
Are you sure it's a good idea to go there? It could be a trap.
We have to try. If he upgrades that weapon, then it could mean the end of us all.
Very well. Let's prepare everyone for battle.
I used my emerald powers to suit up my pencil allies in full emerald armor.
Whoa, these outfits are stylish.
And strong. With this armor, we might just stand a chance against the toilets.
You'll need extra training too, but if we start now, we should be ready to infiltrate the ReAnimen Skibidi's factory and thwart his plans before long. Let's do this, everyone! We trained day and night with almost no breaks. I was determined to get my pencil allies stronger, but many of them had little to no fighting experience. It wasn't easy, but they put in the work and the hours. Over time, they grew grew stronger and stronger. After a few restless nights, I finally had an army that was prepared for battle. Alright everyone, it's time to infiltrate the factory. On days 62 to 64, I arrived at the factory with my army, ready to shut the whole place down. Pencilman, lock down the factory! I led my army onto the factory grounds. We burst through the front gate and headed straight in. But when we got there was nothing inside. What's going on? Where is everyone?
You truly are dense.
Just then, the giant ReAnimen Skibidi entered the room from above us.
I got you fools right where I want you. Get them, men!
It was a setup! Everyone, stand your ground! Minions then swarmed into the factory and came after my allies and I. My allies engaged the minions, doing all that they could to put up a fight against them using their emerald swords. If it weren't for their training, they would have been no match for the ReAnimen Skibidis. I tried my best to fend them off with my powers, but the toilets were prepared. It was clear they thought about every possible outcome and were ready for all of them. Suddenly, the giant ReAnimen Skibidi landed a laser attack on me. Is there even an upgrade for the Titan Slayer?
Of course not. The Titan Slayer is already the most powerful weapon in the world, and you'll experience it firsthand.
He aimed and charged up his deadly arm cannon, but the Titan Pencilman pushed me out of the way. He took the hit instead and was mortally wounded. No!
Get everyone to safety. I believe in you, Emerald Titan.
Once he got his last words out, he succumbed to his wounds and died right before my eyes. Everyone, retreat! Before any more lives could be lost, me and my allies all scattered out of the building as fast as we could. On days 65 to 67, I managed to escape the factory with my allies and return to the Pencilman base. But the Pencilman had taken a massive hit from our failed assault. As we regrouped, I looked upon my allies and knew that this failure was all my fault. I passed out rations and could tell how shaken they all were after witnessing the Titan sacrifice.
What are we going to do? Our Titan is dead. I don't know.
They all turned to me, looking for some kind of answer, but I couldn't think straight.
You've got a plan, right, Emerald Titan? Or was your plan just to get our Titan killed?
Look, everyone, calm down. I know this is all my fault, but I'll think of something. I just need to clear my head. Filled with frustration and sorrow, I left the area. As I walked, the guilt I felt weighed heavily upon me. I wandered around the city, lost in my own thoughts. The Titan Pencilman is dead because of me. I should never have invaded that factory. In my anger, I threw an attack at a nearby object, destroying it. Just then, the debris I created fell onto a pressure plate, activating a hidden Skibidi trap. A cage closed around me before I could react, and a flare flew high into the air to alert the toilets. Oh no! I need to get out of here before those toilets find me! On days 68 to 72, I tried to find a way to escape the trap, looking around for any weak points. I used my powers to brute force my way out, but the cage had been reinforced to withstand anything I could throw at it. There's no way out of here. I really am a failure to my allies. I felt myself giving up and began waiting for the toilets to arrive. But it was then that the cage suddenly opened. What? How? I turned and saw Techie standing before me. He set me free.
Don't say that kind of stuff about yourself. You're the strongest Titan I know.
But I let everyone down. I even got the Titan Pencilman killed. All of it was my fault. All of it.
The fact your plan fell through isn't your fault. You were set up. All of us were. The Titan Pencilman would agree, and he definitely wouldn't want you to sit around sulking like this. You're the one who needs to reunite the Pencilman and defeat the Skibidi toilets.
But what if I'm not ready? After everything that just happened, how could I possibly be a good leader?
You're a natural-born leader. Remember what the Titan Pencilman said. He told you that you will one day surpass even him. This is that moment. Your training is going to pay off. Believe it.
I was amazed by how much Techie believed in me, and I felt my hope begin to return. You're right. The Titan Pencilman would have wanted me to believe in myself. Thank you, Techie. No matter what happens, I'm gonna reunite my people. Suddenly, I heard the sounds of toilets approaching. They must have seen the distress signal. Come on, Techie, let's blow this dump.
Maybe try saying that more like a leader?
Let's roll. With my faith in my leadership restored, we escaped the area before trouble could arrive. On days 73 to 75, I returned to my allies. But when I arrived, I saw they were under attack by a new Skibidi boss.
You fools! Without your Titan, you're weak, and I will snap you all like a brittle pencils you are!
Wrong! They have a new Titan! Take this! I ambushed the Skibidi boss with an emerald laser attack, catching him by surprise. The Skibidi boss tried to kill me with his acid breath attacks, but I endured them thanks to my emerald armor. I'm not your average Titan, and I'll make sure you remember that. I used my emerald beam attack to defeat the boss once and for all before freeing my allies.
You did it! You saved us!
And I'll continue to protect you all with my life if you let me. I want to be your new Titan leader. Please, give me a chance to be.
We'd be honored to. Welcome aboard, Captain.
The PENCILMAN rallied together and cheered. I was now accepted as their new leader. I spotted a map on the ground and realized the boss must have dropped it. Emerald Pencil? This is gonna take me right where I want to go. Time to go get even stronger. I then set off and followed the map. On days 76 to 79, I continued to follow the map to the 5th Emerald Pencil, eventually being led into a mysterious underground cavern. But when I arrived, I found a massive chasm separating me from the pencil. Looks like I'm gonna have to draw a bridge. Here we go.
You won't get far, Emerald Titan.
Suddenly, a jetpack Skibidi flew overhead and fired a series of rockets onto me. I fought back with my own projectiles, but he buzzed around me like a little pesky fly, dodging everything I threw at him. I can't build a bridge with this guy on my tail.
Good thing you have us. Move in, boys.
I turned around and realized my pencil allies had tagged along just in case. Ha! What are you gonna do now, helicopter head?
I suppose I have no choice but to kill them and then kill you.
You won't get the chance. I fired my beams at the Skibidi, ready to defend the PENCILMAN army as they advanced. My allies ran over to the chasm and began to draw a bridge for me while I continued to hold off the jetpack Skibidi. It was a tough fight, but I knew I could endure the attacks.
This is between me and the Emerald Titan, you pencil-headed freaks.
The toilet tried to fire an attack at my allies, but I protected them from the impact.
You're so annoying. Get out of my way.
So long as I still stand, I'll never give up. Just then, my PENCILMAN allies managed to complete the bridge. I quickly landed a strong fire blast attack on the Skibidi and made a dash across the newly completed bridge for the Emerald Pencil. I reached it in no time, and upon grabbing it, I gained 5 hearts and new powers. I turned to see the jetpack Skibidi closing in on my allies. Get away from them! I lunged at the jetpack Skibidi and quickly laid waste to him with my new Emerald Orb attack, saving my allies. Suddenly, one of my allies got my attention with some important information.
We got a distress call from the C-Pen.
Give me his coordinates. I have to help. The PENCILMAN told me C-Pen's coordinates, and I followed them to where C-Pen's distress call had come from. On days 80 to 83, I arrived at the location of the distress call, which was even deeper underground than I had been previously. C-Pen, where are you? Just then, I stepped into another area to find that it was a trap. I was in a room full of Skibidi toilets. What the? Did the PENCILMAN betray me, or was he tricked?
You're ours now.
I turned around to leave, but I saw that more toilets were now blocking the exit. What am I gonna do? There's gotta be a way out of this. I looked around and noticed a geyser in the ground and got an idea. I used my powers to activate the geyser under my feet, sending me flying up into the sky. I shot out of the ground and landed inside of a jungle. So long, suckers! I began to survey my surroundings and realized that I may have escaped the toilets, but I wasn't out of the woods yet. No pun intended. Wait, how do I get out of here? On days 84 to 86, I explored the dense jungle, moving deeper into it and searching for a way out. Come on, there's gotta be some way to escape. As I explored, I noticed that there were strange spores floating around me, but I continued to move forward. Just then, I thought I heard some voices speaking to me.
Max.
Who goes there? I began seeing hallucinations of the fallen titans all standing before me. I didn't know whether to be terrified or not.
You left us, Max. Why did you leave us?
How could you? What did we do to deserve this fate?
No, the titans would never say that to me. You guys are fake, just a figment of my imagination.
Keep telling yourself that. You let us die all the same.
I turned away, trying to escape my visions and the jungle, but it all seemed endless. Suddenly, I stumbled upon a plant Skibidi toilet releasing spores into the air around me. You're the reason why I'm hallucinating. Get out of my head, man. Get out of my head. I charged forward to defeat the plant Skibidi toilet. On days 87 to 89, I clashed with the plant Skibidi toilet to stop his spores from spreading anymore.
Fool, you can't outwit nature. With my spores, who knows what's real and what isn't?
He used a thorn attack to keep me from approaching, pushing me back. I tried to hit him with a beam attack, but he was strong and endured it.
You'll pay for that.
He spread more spores, flooding my body with them, and causing duplicates of himself to surround me. Ugh, how am I supposed to figure it out? I tried to think quickly as the Skibidi illusions laughed maniacally around me. Finally, I got an idea. That's it. I'll just use the power of my emerald aura. I unleashed my power and eliminated all of them, leaving the real plant alive. Gotcha now! I quickly lunged and killed the plant with a stomp attack. The air cleared of the spores and I continued onwards, eventually making my way out of the jungle. I made it to the tree line where I saw the final emerald pencil waiting for me, but it was at the top of a tall cliffside with a massive chasm at its base. I'll have to get past all this if I want that pencil. On days 90 to 92, I began to face this trial head on. If I wanted to make it back to my allies, I'd have to make it past here first. You can do this. I started by platforming over a chasm, being sure not to make a bad move. After a few close calls, I made it across in one piece. But as I did, my feet met hot magma. I passed over the path of magma blocks, and during the heat, thanks to my emerald armor, the emerald pencil was close, but it was far too high up for me to reach it. I had to think of something. I may not be able to fly, but I don't need to. I used my powers to create an emerald pillar beneath my feet. I shot up into the sky until the emerald pencil was right within my grasp. This is it! It's mine! Just as I was about to grab it, a ReAnimen Skibidi snatched it first. Hey, that's mine!
So long, sucker. Thanks for doing all the hard work.
I chased after them, determined to get the pencil at any cost. On days 93 to 95, I followed behind the toilet thief who was foolish enough to take me straight to one of their bases. I wasn't sure what they were capable of, so I took cover as they reported back to the Giant ReAnimen Skibidi himself. I could get some useful information out of this.
I've got the final emerald pencil.
Excellent. We'll finally be able to go through with our plan.
And what was that again?
You don't remember? We're going to destroy it, you knucklehead. That way the Emerald Titan won't be able to harness its power.
Destroy? I have to get that pencil before they're able to. The minion handed the emerald pencil over, and the Giant ReAnimen Skibidi picked it up. He then dropped it into a chute. I couldn't afford to lose the pencil, so I had no choice but to go deeper into the facility. I arrived inside of a room where I saw the sixth pencil on a conveyor belt on the other side of a glass wall.
What the? Where is it going?
I looked closer at the conveyor belt's path and saw that the pencil was heading straight towards a pit of lava. I have to stop that pencil before it turns to ashes! On days 96 to 98, I panicked as I searched for a way to shut down the conveyor belt. Oh no, what do I do? What do I do? I saw a control panel and tried to stop it there, only for a robotic voice to speak through a speaker.
For system override, you must answer all 3 security questions.
I don't have time for this!
Question 1. What is 2 plus 2?
Well, that's easy. It's 4.
Correct. Question 2. What is the Giant ReAnimen Skibidi's favorite color?
Red?
Correct. Final question. What is the Skibidi Toilet's national anthem?
Here goes nothing. Brr, skibbity bop bop dee dop yips yes, skibbity dop dim dim. The speaker just then went silent for a moment, and so did I in anticipation.
You are lacking the confidence of a true Skibidi toilet. Security protocol has been activated.
Oh, come on! Sirens began going off, and my plan backfired. Forget this! Time to do what I should have done from the start. I ran back over and smashed through the glass by force, hoping it wasn't too late to save the emerald pencil. On day 99, I broke into the conveyor belt room to retrieve the emerald pencil, but there were already ReAnimen Skibidi toilets waiting for me. They attacked me as soon as they saw me. I tried to keep them at bay and go for the emerald pencil, but unfortunately with their numbers, they were able to hold me off.
You're never gonna get your hands on that pencil.
Suddenly, the C-Pen and Techie dropped down into the room.
We beg to differ. Move it!
C-Pen and Techie fought off the toilets. They teamed up, and Techie's skills combined with C-Pen's weaponry to easily match what the ReAnimen Skibidis threw at them. This gave me an opening to go for the pencil. I grabbed it, granting me my final upgrade. I gained 5 hearts and new powers. You're all done for now! More minions continue to come, but I had everything I needed to now face their leader, and my new powers tore through them with ease.
The Giant ReAnimen Skibidi is on the roof. We will keep these guys off of you. Go.
Thank you guys, I'll win this battle! I ran to the roof to end this madness once and for all. On day 100, I exited the facility only to find the Giant ReAnimen Skibidi hovering over the building.
It seems you were able to get all 6 emerald pencils. Not bad for a weakling like yourself.
That's right, and with their power, I'm gonna avenge all the Titans that have fallen at your hands.
Ha! Such misplaced confidence. I don't care about how many pencils you have. I'm going to eliminate you using the Titan Slayer, just like I did with your precious Titan Pencil Man.
Bring it on! My emerald armor won't let me down! Without another second, I jumped up and clashed with him, driving him back onto the roof of the factory. He took several shots at me with his Titan Slayer gun, but thanks to my upgrades, I was able to dodge his shots and retaliate with my powers. The Giant ReAnimen Skibidi eventually managed to land a charged shot from the Titan Slayer on me, but thanks to the power of the 6 emerald pencils, I endured the attack.
Not even your Titan friends could take a shot like that. Perhaps I underestimated you.
Underestimate this! I unloaded my Emerald Orb attack set, doing some damage. We continued our attacks, the fight raging on, but I was determined to win by the end of it. I fired a string of emerald beams at him, but he suddenly conjured a red energy shield, guarding himself from my attacks.
Now it's my turn!
He prepared a powerful charge beam, but I saw it coming and quickly dodged it, landing behind him and leaving him open. For the Titan Pencil Man! I used my Emerald Orbs once again to do massive damage, finally striking him down for good. I had won the war at last! Woohoo! I did it! But wait, did you catch all the Easter eggs hidden throughout the episode? Those Golden Alliance members are sneaky, so rewatch the video to see if you can spot them all and comment if you did.